if you're coming up with 5 blinks, 6 blinks on the red, or if you just got no pixel, or you have ghosting, or what's another one? You have half of the picture, so only one side's displaying the image. That's most likely going to be your TN panel, or TCON panel, timing control panel. That stands for, and actually, this is it right here. This goes up here, and what it does is it takes your video input panel, or your main motherboard, from here. This is your main motherboard and all your video inputs and conversion, and it takes that and it shoots it up to this thing, and then this thing decides where to put it on the actual TV panel. So then this goes to your LCD liquid crystal display, and this decides the picture that you get. So if this is bad, then you get no pixel, ghosting, or any of the other things I mentioned before. So yeah, that is one of them. If your TV is not turning on, then you most likely have a bad power supply board. Now, if you really want to get into it, it's most likely your relays or bad capacitors are the two main things that usually go. I'm not sure if there's relays on this. I think these are 2 relays here that are connected to this, and then there's 2 more on this side. But yeah, that's about it for the power supply if you're not getting it turned on, or if it's power cycling. So if it turns on and turns off, turns on and turns off. And then I also had experiencing where that's this. Now this is a complicated one. If you have no backlight, now the way you test that is that you can get a flashlight and you shine it, and if you can see image and you hear sound, but you can't see the picture, but if you shine a flashlight on your display and you see picture, that's most likely your inverter boards. Now these supply power to your fluorescent tubes in here. So your fluorescent light bulbs in the back, you have many skinny ones going all the way across, and so that's this board you have to replace. It's called an inverter board. Now sometimes you have a Z or you have a Y axis board, but this one I think is just one whole board, maybe 2. I'm not going to touch that because I don't think that's the part wrong with this one. It's this, I know it. But also, if you have sound and you have a backlight and you don't have a backlight, but you have picture and you can shine a flashlight, it could also be this board. Now, if I really wanted to get into it, I can show you how to jump this so you can bypass that and make sure it's that. But I would have to double check on that, and yeah, I can make a video just about this board and your symptoms with this board. But yeah, the most common with these Sony Bravias are the TCON panel going out, and that's why I pick up so many of these and fix them, because the TN panel for this, or TCON panel for this one, is 17 bucks if I ever wanted to replace it. Right now it just sits here so it looks organized and looks like a living room. But we don't watch TV. I don't use the TV. I got a PlayStation 4 over there that I don't even use. Oh, another way, if it does turn on but you have no picture and no backlight and whatnot, and you hear sound, that's most likely, it can be TN panel if it's on the older models that doesn't give you the error code, or it could be your backlight again. But most likely if you have sound, it's most likely not this board. But yeah, some TVs are weird and it will give you sound and will give you no picture, so it can be this board. So yeah. The power supply doesn't have too much to do with any of your errors. It's only power cycling and the power. TN panel, anything that happens to the screen, if you don't have picture, then that's TN panel most likely. They're the most common to go bad. Second most common is the inverters, if you have picture but no backlight. And then this is if you have no sound and no backlight or picture. This is one of the hardest ones to determine if this is bad, the main motherboard, because it's like all 3 of the following. Like, if you don't have backlight, it could be this. If you don't have sound, it could be this. If you don't have picture, it could be because of this, you know, where this is just for picture, that is just for your backlight. So yeah, this is actually one of the most complicated to detect, and I'm gonna dusty over here on my black pants. But yeah, I hope this guide or video helps you determine what part might be bad with your Sony Bravia. This is what a TN panel looks like. Be careful when you're replacing this. You got these fragile ribbon cables up here that this plugs into. Usually you don't want to use a screwdriver to undo these clips, but use a plastic pry tool with it, because they were very fragile and you might ruin it. Make sure you have this roll cover with the thermo pad that goes on it, because these tend to overheat. And then be careful with this connector here. Sorry for that loud bang. This connector is very fragile. Yeah, I get a close up on that. So if you guys look, you can see it's very small wires that goes into that panel. And so yeah. And then I'm just gonna get a close up. That goes into this board. Everything goes into this main control board. Everything goes in there, from your backlight to your power supply to your main inputs to your video. This is power supply. Not too much going on. You got power coming in, goes to a fuse, go to your power inverters, I think they are, and then it goes to your relays, and then out to your main control board, and then over here it goes to your inverter boards, and then they supply power to your fluorescent tubes. And then this up here is just your TN or TCOM panel. I keep on calling it a TN panel because that's the type of panel for computer screens, so I keep on calling it that, but it's actually a TCOM panel. It's called timing control. I said that earlier in this video. I just want to clarify that if I said TN panel throughout the video. So this is just the back of it. So yeah, this is most Sony Bravias this has the problem with, and it's this. So yeah, this is just for Sony Bravias. Don't usually work on any other TVs but Sony Bravias, because this is almost a guaranteed fix. I would end up buying that. Just look up the model number and buy this part for me, because I know most Sony Bravias, that's the problem. So I'm going to let you guys go off here. I'm going to try to post a video every 2 days. That is actually my goal this summer. And making custom thumbnails and whatnot. Hopefully that can inspire you guys' interest to take a look at my videos. They're very interesting, and I like to make guides. I like to do anything with basically technology, computers, and give it a thumbs up if you guys would like to see more guides, or let me hear of a TV brand you would like to know what part, or just crack a look at something, you know? So I see you guys later.